I recommend Calotren to all my friends when they have a problem with weight.
I'm Bob from Lancaster. I lost from 233 to 186, and I'm holding my weight good. I feel good. I sleep better. I highly recommend it.
Hi, this is Christy from Austin, Texas. I first heard about Calotren. I decided I was going to give it a shot, and since I dropped 2 pant sizes, and I'm seeing the loss of about 5 pounds so far. I can only imagine how I'm going to look when I get back down.
Why Calotren is America's #1 choice for healthy weight loss at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
Workers with a Brazilian mining company were eating lunch when a dam that held back waste collapsed, burying the restaurant and the surrounding community in a reddish-brown sludge. It killed at least 7 people, and almost 200 people are still missing. Is your workplace making you fatter? Pizzas ordered for a lunch meeting or cake for a colleague's birthday can pack on the calories. According to a study in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, munchies provided by or purchased at work need to better align with healthy food guidelines and avoid high sodium or refined grains. Researchers tell MarketWatch that 150 Americans spend most of their waking hours on the job and might be prone to stress eating. Of course, coffee is the item most consumed at the office, followed by regular soft drinks and sandwiches. This is USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
A special envoy is named to handle the situation in Venezuela. More from USA's Rick Vincent.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the U.S. is backing the leader of Venezuela's parliament to serve as president, while calling for Nicolas Maduro to step down.
We hope to work with them to achieve this end, that we can ultimately have a free and fair election in Venezuela where the voices of the Venezuelan people who, under the Maduro regime, have been starved. Enormous medical and humanitarian situation.
Pompeo was named veteran GOP diplomat Elliot Abrams to be the U.S. point person on Venezuela. He served in various State Department roles during the Reagan and George W. Bush administrations, but is well known for being convicted of withholding information from Congress about the infamous Iran-Contra affair. He was later pardoned by President George H.W. Bush.
Senator Marco Rubio has issued a warning that Russia is a major political ally of Venezuela and that Moscow has plans to establish a military presence there. John Clemens reports.
The Republican senator from Florida reports Vladimir Putin has pledged his support of Maduro's regime in Caracas.
The enormous majority of Americans do not want Vladimir's military anywhere in our hemisphere, and that's precisely what will happen if Maduro remains in power. That alone is a national security threat to the United States.
The embattled government of Nicolas Maduro has won support from its armed forces as Russia has issued a warning to the U.S. not to intervene in what has been called an attempted coup. I'm John Clemens.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? And you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect and may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. 800-670-2142. That's 800-670-2142.
Welcome Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
Another Saturday morning, and hello there, 6 minutes after the hour, back with your garden buddies here on Garden America. Bryan Main, that's me, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Hope you had a good week. We are ready to go today. A lot of energy in this show, especially the first hour. I think, John, because we're going to be talking about, caffeine, coffee. What are we doing today?
Wired.
Wired, yes, wired.
You know, there's so much happening in the world of coffee that I was unaware of, really, until, I would say, the last few months. And I'm really excited to learn more. We're going to be talking to Jay Ruski from Frinj Coffee about the new specialty coffees and what's going on in the coffee.
And not only that, but just where they grow them, which people would not think, right?
Well, they're starting the climate here in San Diego, right, John? Are we on the fringe of good coffee growing country?
We are, but don't steal Jay's thunder.
Okay, that gives me an idea for a joke.
I brought you a present today. Did you see that?
Yes, I did see it.
I brought you a blushing bride.
Aww.
Now these colors are only this way during the wintertime, correct?
Yeah, it's a wandering Jew, a Tradescantian. It's called Blushing Bride because you can see, if you look at the old leaves, see how they're just plain green?
Right.
But the new ones are like hot pinks and creams. And
very nice.
And it does just get
So
that
pretty.
color during the winter. But
and then it's green the rest of the year.
Yeah, and you're really good at rooting things, so
I can root.
You can do that.
I've rooted with the best of them.
And
anyway.
Then I left yours in the car because it was too heavy, but I brought you and Tiger a Scadoxis.
Who doesn't want a good Scadoxis?
Yeah. I feel like I need to go to the doctor.
It's a bulb, which Tiger's holding up there.
A little closer to the camera, give people a chance to see what it looks like.
It has green leaves all year, but before it goes dormant in the winter, and then it does bloom. So that little spike that's sticking up there is the bloom. So you get the benefit of that. As I'm preparing to move and digging up my yard, I'm finding all this stuff that I'm thinking to myself, I can't leave this here.
We're going to be getting gifts for a couple of 2 or 3 weeks, Tiger.
You probably
for
will.
The next month or so from John. Yeah, I found this. I haven't seen this in 20 years in my backyard. I'm going to give it to you guys.
And then I got you guys gifts.
Yes, you did. From
Kathy Ray Pearson here. We got our own individual coffee cups that she made herself, and it's her birthday this week.
Happy birthday, Kathy!
Yeah, and then we get coffee cups from her. They're wonderful.
See, if you're watching on Facebook, you've been able to see the Wandering Jew,
yeah.
the plant that John gave you. What's it called, John? The
Scadoxis.
And now you can see the coffee cups, the benefits of watching on Facebook Live.
Well, the coffee cup goes with today's theme, right?
Very much so. Good job, Kathy. Appreciate that. Very nice.
Yeah, they're really pretty. I'm not sure what those are. They horseshoes? Are they flower buds?
They look like little berries, and then there's a little flower on the bottom of the stem. You see that?
Yeah.
Horseshoes.
Really, well, I don't know what they are, but they're really cute.
Horseshoe. Hey, I want to welcome our listeners here in San Diego tuning in on AM 1240. And, of course, across the country, around the world on Biz Talk Radio, streaming live here on Garden America. 855-424-9825. Want to give us a call. You can also reach us, John, at gardenamerica.com. But, of course, the best way to do it, right there on Facebook Live, as I point to my computer and point to the camera at the same time. So there you are. But what are you guys looking at? You're both so intense.
Well, I'm trying to do stuff on the Facebook Live,
okay.
While we're talking, too.
And I'm trying to get on Facebook.
John is watching the show from 3 weeks ago.
Yep, exactly.
Let us know how you like that show, John.
I don't know when this show's from, but I am wearing a Padres shirt.
That's an old show. because that's the looks like it's the
oh, here it is. Video's live, right?
The picture that's on our Facebook page. You have a Padres shirt.
Now I know that if I do this, the audio is going to start coming over.
John, we have to worry if John starts showing up in the same outfit to every show, because then he'll never be able to identify.
You'll never know which show you're looking at.
All right.
Hey, here we are. I'll wave at you.
You know what? I kind of like this. Oh, wow. This whole week, this is why I moved to California.
The weather.
The weather's really,
beautiful.
really nice.
This is perfect weather. This has been just perfect.
Going to be in the 70s all week. We had a lot of rain. Everything is green. People can look at, watch the Torrey Pines open. I forget what it's called now.
Yeah, I think, no,
and think, I need to move there.
Oh, exactly.
Well, you know, and you hit it where this is exactly the kind of weather, but it's also this is nice weather, but what led into this was even better, where, you know, we have this weather kind of all the time, but the fact we had rain before it is really nice.
And a week of rain.
Usually we have this weather with no rain, and then we're stressed because we haven't had rain in 8 months. But the fact we had rain.
Yeah, it's been perfect.
And I still haven't turned on my irrigation system.
I've had mine off since November.
Yeah. So excited about that.
But I think that might have to come on soon. I have started to water some of the plant spots, but it's nice because I'm digging up. I counted yesterday. So far have dug up 300 rose bushes. I didn't realize I'd even had that many in the ground.
I can't believe you're still standing.
I was going to say, what does it look like with you kneeling down or on your knees? Or that's not comfortable,
Use
is it?
digging bars, shovels.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
it is Fallbrook. Digging bars are a must.
Yeah, that kind of soil.
Yeah.
I just had my soil tested, by the way. Speaking of growing coffee, you know, I've been thinking of growing coffee. So at my new place, I tested the soil there.
Mm-hmm.
Connor McClellan sent me a soil test. Said it's perfect for growing coffee.
Really?
Not
just good, but perfect.
Well, I don't know if it was perfect. I think he said perfect.
Okay.
But the nutrients were okay. A little bit low in organic material, which you would expect, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing that I thought was a little unusual was it was really high in phosphorus.
Mm.
And I'm thinking because it used to be an old avocado grove, the phosphorus doesn't leach from the soil.
Right.
So I think maybe an accumulation of phosphorus. And I was kind of surprised because he said, when you're putting in new plants, to throw in some triple 15, which is another 15% phosphorus, which it doesn't need.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But anyway, the soil drains really well. The pH was 6.5.
I was going to say that. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, 6.5, which was good.
It's right there.
Yeah, you want it a little bit lower for growing coffee, but for most things, that's pretty good. So I'm getting excited about moving.
Now you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
now that I know I don't have to leave all my plants behind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it's a lot of investment, a lot of years, a lot of memories.
Yeah.
I think it was Denise on Facebook said something about she moved and taking a tomato plant and all of this, and she just said it. And some plants you just can't leave. And you know, that's just sometimes the things when you move or when you're doing things, there's just sometimes a plant that is more important to you than what the plant is. It
becomes part of your family.
It is
at that point.
It's the story behind the plant. It's the time invested into that plant.
Yep.
It's that there's something connected. I mean, and it could be the simplest plant. Like my favorite plant is plumeria. That's my favorite plant out there, right? So I have a couple plumerias at my house, and plumerias aren't anything. These aren't exotic, rare, endangered plumerias. They're just regular plumerias, but they're my favorite, and I take a lot more care of them than other plants because they're my favorite.
It's like having a favorite child.
Oh yeah, we all have one. But I'm sure in John's garden specifically, there's a lot of, plants out there that are more to him than just the plant itself.
And
it's more than just a rose.
He's finding things he forgot he had.
That's the truth too.
Didn't know I had this.
Oh,
forgot about this.
I have one of the last of these in the whole entire world.
Denise was saying that it was the former pit coach, Johnny Major's wife, dug up tomatoes when she moved to Pittsburgh from her old house and brought them with her. And Denise was saying she did the same kind of thing. So, yeah, you always want to bring part of what you had with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's another Denise, by the way, we want to give a shout out to, listening in Mississippi. Said she's all excited to hear about the new coffee.
Oh, beautiful.
All right.
Yeah.
No, Denise from Mississippi, right?
Yep.
Shout out to you, Denise.
Do you know how to spell Mississippi?
Whoa.
There's our music. We're going to take a break. Back after this.
Way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great-looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Head ball coach Steve Spurrier here, and I know just how stressful it can be when time is tight and you need points on the board. Well, just like my fun and gun offense, AmeriFactors is a fast-moving game winner when it's fourth down and your business can't afford a funding fumble. Providing up to 98% of receivables in as little as 24 hours, your business can get the cash flow it needs to make payroll, hire new talent, or purchase equipment faster than ever. Best of all, funds directly from your unpaid invoices, so there's absolutely nothing to pay back. And if your clients don't pay, AmeriFactors is your defensive line taking the hit. With over 29 years of successfully funding businesses, you know AmeriFactors is a name you can trust to score big and score fast.
800-890-6380. 800-890-6380. 800-890-6380. That's 800-890-6380.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Call the CPAP hotline now. 800-525-8891. 800-525-8891. That's 800-525-8891.
replaced in accordance with Medicare guidelines.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Brian, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Okay, we are right back here on your Saturday morning. It is Garden America, Brian Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Thank you for joining us. Our guest is waiting in the wings. First of all, though, we have to get to the quote of the week from, well, it's not from John, but John's going to read it.
Yeah, and the quote hopefully fits into the topic for today's show. And the quote is, "You don't even really need a place, but you feel like you're doing something. That's what coffee is, and that's one of the geniuses of the new coffee culture."
How about that?
And that's from Jerry Seinfeld.
What, Jerry?
What? That was good.
So we're going to be talking about the new coffee culture.
The new coffee culture today.
That's right.
So let's bring our guest from the bullpen onto the mound, and let's get this going.
Yeah, so this morning we have Jay Rusky with Frinj Coffee, and he's going to tell us all about why it's called Frinj Coffee and about specialty coffees based here in California and what's happening
California? You can't grow coffee in California.
in the industry.
Or so we thought.
Jay, good morning.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
How's everything going this morning for you?
Oh, it's great. I've enjoyed your show so far. You guys have a good time there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm glad you're enjoying it because we definitely are as well.
Yeah, because we're drinking coffee. That's why.
That's important. I in hindsight, I should have shipped you some coffee to brew so we can pretend we're all in the same room.
Yeah, there you go.
Because that's so important, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the world, a lot of problems get solved over a cup of coffee.
Well, we can still make up for that, Jay. There's no reason you can't still ship it. Hey, Jay, I wanted to ask a little bit about, I'm jumping in over Tiger here.
No, you go ahead, John.
But I wanted to ask a little bit about your background. How long have you been, because I see that you grow other exotic plants, fruits, and just wondered, when did you get started in this? Have you been doing it for a long time? And what other things, before we get into the coffee, have you been growing?
Well, I've been farming for over 30 years. So I started growing things when I was 16 and working in the Carpinteria, California greenhouses doing Gerber daisies. Recognizing that I like that culture, I like the business model, and then moved up to San Luis Obispo, Cal Poly to guide business to try to learn how to make this into business. And my family found a farm in just north of Santa Barbara, California, and had avocados and cherimoyas, this South American subtropical fruit. It's a winter-bearing fruit. They have to hand-pollinate in the summer, and the fruit has this wonderful tropical ambrosia flavor to it. So I really started with cherimoyas, and that, I was able to get into the farmers market, started an online business, and then I joined the California Rare Fruit Growers Organization, which is they have regional meetings, and I got super involved in that, where we go every month to somebody's farm, backyard, any type of business, and exchange plant material, kind of what you do right now on your show. And that kind of opened up my eyes. So, wow, look at all the different things we can grow. I try to put a commercial twist on it. And so I'm always looking for new crops. So I worked with lychees, longans. I've established finger limes, which I call caviar limes, the microcitrus from Australia. So that took me like 10 years to go from virus screening to harvest. So I just do the perennial crops, the really hard ones that no one thinks they can grow in California. I somehow get attracted to. So eventually that led me to coffee as one of the crops to evaluate. And it took me 10 years to realize there was a potential here. It was a happy accident in the fact that we had this developing culture of market for coffee, this high-end market, or the desire to do something that's more like wine. And I eventually realized, wow, with my collection and how can I expand this and make something bigger? So, so I've grown a whole bunch of different crops. Coffee just seems like the one that I think could have the biggest impact in California, and the timing's right. So I'm happy to be part of that.
And then with specialty coffees, what makes it different? Meaning,
what makes it special?
Yeah,
right.
When we get coffees from Colombia and Guatemala and South America and all these places, why is California coffee different?
Those are two questions: specialty coffee and why is California coffee different? First, the specialty coffee market is a designation from a point rating. The Specialty Coffee Association of America and CQI, Coffee Quality Institute, assigned a 100-point scale with everything above an A point is specialty coffee. And that was assigned about 15 years ago. But it's evolved, like everything, into this what I call super specialty market. There's a movement to do two things. One, to have a very consistent, unique flavor coffee available to these roasters and these retail outlets that have a special way to serve their coffee. And then there's this other movement of creating coffees that are totally unique, that have a story behind them, so that there's a full coffee experience when you're drinking the coffee. It's more like not just that you're driving down the street drinking your cup of Joe for your caffeine. It's like sitting down and enjoying it with friends. This coffee is from Southern California, San Diego. It's in Fallbrook. It was processed with washed and dried for 10 days. So there's this movement to know a little bit more about your coffee.
Yeah.
A lot more like the wine industry or even the craft beer industry. Everybody wants to get into the ingredients and how it's done. So in terms of California coffee, we have a unique latitude advantage, and that was one of the reasons where Frinj, the name, came from. There's a Santa Barbara Independent here that did an article that said growing on the fringe and showed me and some of the crops I was doing, which include coffee.
I think I would have used the term thinking outside the zone.
It's good to be in the zone sometimes.
So sorry I interrupted you there.
Basketball. This is coffee. No problem. But so there's this fringe innovation component. But the latitude effect is what I think your listeners would be interested in. Because of the latitude and the change of light, it extends the maturation period from flower to harvest. So in the tropical regions of the world, in full sun coffee, it takes about 6 months from flower to harvest. And they counter that by putting shade or going up in elevation to slow down that maturation, which has a direct correlation on quality. But you lose yield. In California, we can go full sun and take 12 months to mature.
Hey, Jay, we're going to take a break. Jay, we're going into a break. We'll be right back after this. John at GardenAmerica.com. Questions, comments, or right there on Facebook. Biz Talk Radio, and those of you listening here in San Diego on AM 1240, Garden America, coming right back.
What's in store for your business this week at Staples?
Your promotion to CIO, Chief Ink Officer.
Because right now at Staples, you get 25% back in rewards when you spend $75 on ink or $200 on toner.
With savings that big, you'll be the Director of Deals, the President of Printing.
Get 25% back in rewards on ink or toner, now at Staples.
Where there's a whole lot in store.
Ends 1/26/19. Restrictions apply. See store or staples.com/25back for detail.
Hi, I'm Joe Clark, host of Consider This, found right here Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock. Join us as we break down the financial world, things that truly matter to you, things that you should consider. You can find out more at our website at yourlifeafterwork.com, but join us Sunday morning, grab a cup of coffee, and let's break down the 5 critical elements, the things that can really change your financial life. Numbers 800-928-4001, yourlifeafterwork.com. We'll see you Sunday.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
I can't get my computer to work.
Let me help you with that.
How'd you do that?
I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site. No need to stop what you're doing or block off time. We come to your home, office, or wherever you are. And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way so you can feel empowered and then help others at home or in your office. Better yet, don't have time for tech support to come to you? Let us remote into your desktop or laptop, and one of our geeks will instantly walk you through. Call 1-800-584-9039 and we will help you instantly. We offer affordable prices on our remote services and IT support. You and those in your office will never have to wait hours to have your technical questions answered. Get your free computer diagnosis today with your very own geek. Call 1-800-584-9039. That's 1-800-584-9039. And get started now.
This message is sponsored by AmeriGlide, featuring the nation's best prices on a home stair lift. Are you having a difficult time getting around your home? Do you avoid going up and down the stairs? Have you even considered moving from your lifelong home just to avoid the stairs? Forget about moving and call AmeriGlide and learn how an easy-to-install stair lift is the perfect solution to help you get your freedom back. Plus, we guarantee the nation's best prices. Make this free call today to learn more. No sales visits are necessary. We can help you over the phone. Now you can stay in the home you've been in for decades. Please do yourself or your loved one a favor. Make this simple 2-minute call right now. Get the lowest price on a stair lift anywhere. Here's the number: 800-886-7342, 800-886-7342, 800-886-7342. That's 800-886-7342.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-915-8941. 800-915-8941. 800-915-8941. Call right now. Operators are standing by. 800-915-8941.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
We are back, and we are talking coffee on this morning's edition of Garden America. Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. And again, questions, comments, whatever you want to do, you can put them right there on Facebook Live. You can also email John, that's John at gardenamerica.com, or 855-424-9825 as we get back to our little buzz this morning, coffee buzz.
Yeah, Jay was just telling us about the California specialty coffee and how it's on the Frinj, which is where the name of the company Frinj Coffee came from.
And telling us about how long it takes a coffee bean to mature in California compared to the tropics, and that's how it develops its flavors.
Right, Jay?
Yep, that's correct.
So,
what you get a unique flavored coffee with the same variety that you grow in the tropics, California. That's been kind of one of our happy accents we've found over the last few years.
And do you get a better growing season too? Is it a prolonged? Because you talked about how the shade, has this short season growing, in the tropics, but here in California, because of the latitude and the light and all of that, do you get a longer growing season for the coffee, more productive, or no?
You do, but it's not always just the light. We also add irrigation, we fertigate, and we add a lot more things where the rest of the world and their 10 billion coffee plants don't get. Most of the world's coffee is planted on the hillside, hoping for the right rain at the right time.
Got it.
So when John plants his orchard, grove, he's going to have to put irrigation out, and he's going to put an injector in. He'll probably put a little acid in so he can free up that phosphorus that's all locked in his soil. So there's a bunch of things where you can more precisely grow coffee.
Oh, wait a second. I didn't know I was going to have to do all this extra stuff.
Oh, yeah. What, you thinking to plant a few seeds and run away?
I thought I was sticking the plant and that's it. Just start picking the beans.
Yeah, start cashing checks. Right?
It's pretty involved. Hey, Jay, I wanted to ask you a question to make it more clear for our listeners. When you were talking about specialty coffees being scored from 0 to 100, and to be a specialty coffee, it has to be score over 80. What would be the score of something like Folgers or Maxwell House, just so that we have something to compare it against?
Yeah, the commercial brands that have been around for 100 years.
Right.
Yeah, those are what we call the C grade, the commodity grade, and that is, it's like the 50s, 60s, maybe 70 points. And also to note that most of those coffees are not coffee Arabica, they're coffee Robusta, which is they can grow in warmer climates, they're more aggressive, they have higher caffeine level, but they have a lot more acidity, bitterness once they're roasted. So they're a different type of coffee. All specialty grade coffee at this point is Arabica varieties. You'll see some people like the Italian espressos, they'll put like 10% of the Robusta in to add that cream on there and to give it that little extra boost. But that's not necessarily classified as specialty coffee. So there's a whole bunch of variety matters too. I think that's also important. I've had 12 varieties I got from a germplasm in El Salvador, and so we're developing those varieties that are best suited not only for California climate, but more for what the consumer will want today and the future. There's one coffee called Geisha, which has totally rocked the specialty world. Prices are as high, I think this year they sold for over $800 a pound green for a natural processed geisha from Panama. And so we do a lot of work in the geisha arena to try to develop that. And that's a different drinking experience. It's more like jasmine, florals, and green black tea with some citrus notes, and you can get pretty deep and crazy into the aromatics and the flavor notes of coffee.
Well, it's kind of like you're describing is, more like a tea where you get all these mixtures of flavors and aromas, but it's just coming from one bean. Because tea, you mix a bunch of things together to get that, and this is just from one bean. Is that right, Jay?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is it. There's actually like fundamental qualities of the cultivar that can, if you process it right, which including don't over roast it because you don't want to get rid of those sugars and aromatics, but it'll be expressed in that way. Where you taste the geisha, most of the professional coffee tasters go, oh, that's a geisha. It stands out, and that's part of the coffee revolution. We have a big emerging market in Asia that's coming from the tea to the coffee, and I think that's driving a lot of this specialty market and these farms around the world going, wait a second, we don't want just a big, bold coffee with lots of caffeine. We now have some delicate notes we want to bring out and some stories. So that's why you're seeing a shift in the production side.
And Jay, let me ask you, is this is kind of new? I mean, I'm sure it's not brand new, but it's kind of new. And is this style of coffee like wine, where in order to call it California coffee, let's say 70% of the beans come from California.
It has to meet a criteria.
Or is it like one of these things where all the beans that are in a Frinj bag are actually a Frinj plantation in California? Like how does that work for some of these specialty coffees? Do they mix beans, or is it all the same bean?
Yeah, I think the mixing bean was something that came out of Hawaii a few years ago, but that kind of backfired on them. Today's coffee buyers and users want like pure, 100%, fully transparent, the whole story. So for our business in California, we want no imitations, no additions, and because that's not going to help the farmer, and it confuses the consumer. So we're about like every bean we can account for. In fact, a machine called the Bex 360 that when we harvest our ripe cherries, it goes in, it takes a every cherry and categorizes it for our harvest. And technically, I have actually traced every cherry that comes off with this new technology to help not only like trace where it's coming from, but we actually can make quality assumptions early, so that people like John who's farming can say, "Oh, here's my quality. Here's the best guesstimate here," and he gets transparency as well where his bean's going.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Jay, I don't know why I was surprised. I just never thought of doing something like that. But weren't you also involved with helping to map the coffee genome?
Yeah, I got involved.
I don't think that was a happy time of his life.
No, you can take me down a rabbit hole with the sequencing, but we did this with UC Davis. Dr. Juan Medrano, a geneticist who's from Guatemala, realized that there was really no sequence in coffee, where all our foods around the world, or it's on our plate, have some type of sequencing that guides breeders to help make educated decisions on what to cross-pollinate. But coffee had none of that. Here we have like one of the most consumed beverage on the planet, most valuable trade commodity next to oil, and no one had sequenced the genome. So we used that geisha coffee from my farm, and we took 2.5 years to sequence the genome. And the good things that come out is I actually have a good collection, a great collection that's disease-free for breeding, so we can we're making new varieties of coffee. And so this has now it's publicly available for other breeders, and now World Coffee Research has that information, because our world really only has like 30 to 40 varieties that make up all of the world's coffee. There's very little diversity in the production. And this is going to become a problem. And this is like a long-needed step. This should have been done 20 years ago, and we finally did in the last couple of years. So we're trying to take advantage of this and accelerate the demand for new varieties in coffee.
And one of our listeners is asking, in terms, you're kind of mentioning it about the world production of coffee, and Rick is asking, is the coffee industry expanding across the world? In Hawaii, he's understanding that kind of sugar cane is working its way out, and coffee is kind of working its way in. Do you in the industry, is coffee growing? Is the demand growing, and that's why you're starting to see some of these specialty coffees be able to break into the market and kind of give themselves a fighting chance, or what do you kind of see as the industry?
Yeah, you got two things that are going on right now. You do have consumption going on that's higher. That's been increasing at 4 to 6% in California and domestically, and then in Asia and China it's in the teens. I mean, it's going it's going gangbusters there. But what is also happening in the production world is the normal climates are shifting.
Hey, Jay, before we finish off that, we're going to have to take another break.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Let's hold on to that thought because I think you go on for a little bit.
So stay with us. Jay, you stay as well. We've got one more segment coming up here. Hour number 1 here on Garden America Talking Coffee. 855-424-9825. Questions, comments right there on Facebook Live coming back.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard Spinosad Soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad Soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information. Want a better looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
If you suffer from heartburn or other digestive-related disorders, then there is a new, safe, better, and natural alternative to better digestive wellness and heartburn relief. Praxid not only provides relief of heartburn, but Praxid takes a 360-degree approach to support better digestion, protect you from harmful bacteria, and also balance your stomach to improve digestive functions.
We like to think of it as the multivitamin of digestive health.
It's the only product to combine all natural ingredients known for the digestive health properties into a single patented product. Praxid also comes in easy-to-carry packs. Praxid relieves, restores, and maintains a healthy digestive system. Praxid is available here for only $39.95. Shipping and handling is free, and your money back is guaranteed.
To take advantage of this special radio offer, call now. 1-800-829-5685. That's 1-800-829-5685. 1-800-829-5685.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
We are right back here. Thank you so much for joining us. Good Saturday morning to you. 51 minutes after the hour, back with Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, and Jay. We're talking coffee this morning, Tiger, and we've got just a few minutes to go here until we wrap things up.
Yeah, Jay, before we went to break, you were talking about how worldwide the growth of and the demand of coffee is expanding. And then, domestically, we're also consuming more coffee, and the trend is going also in this specialty coffee way. Go ahead and finish up what you were saying.
The trend is going in a way on the production side that we have to be more creative with the varieties we're planting and go out of traditional zones because they're getting too hot, and we're getting some really bad leaf fungus that are highly adaptable to different hosts. So there's a movement to try to find new growing regions that I'm seeing. And but it's hard to do because the prices are so low at the commodity level.
Mm-hmm.
The prices are below production costs as of this year. And so it's amazing to me because after processing all this coffee, and I look at wine and I see these high prices for wine, but I feel like it's almost more work to do coffee, but the prices are so low for coffee.
Yeah.
I'm totally perplexed at why there's this disconnect, and maybe we can bridge that gap a bit to help farmers out.
Yeah, because it's alcohol, and
exactly.
everything that goes along with alcohol can demand more of a price. But hey, you brought up a point. Yeah, exactly. You brought up a point though, right then and there, and I wanted to ask you. So, where can coffee grow domestically? So in the U.S., where could people grow coffee? And let's get into a little bit and tell us a little bit about your organization and how people can get in touch with you if they were interested in growing coffee.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. So I have a general rule that wherever an avocado can grow well, coffee can grow.
Oh, okay.
So, the thresholds are really like frost or heavy freeze. So I'll go to the avocado farm. I'll actually see where the lemons are on the floor. 100 feet off the valley floor, you see avocados. Well, I would start growing coffee in those regions. We talked soil pH. I heard you guys talking. Soil conditions. We want to stay away from alkaline soils. Nothing above 7.2. Stay in the 6.5 to 7 zone. Those are manageable soils, and so that's what we look for. And we being Frinj Coffee. So I originally started off with Goodland Organics when I was doing all my exotic fruits, but I realized that I had so many farms that we'd planted. We had about 20 coffee farms going. We had sequenced the genome. We had this increasing demand. So I formed Frinj Coffee to raise capital, to hire people to kind of scale up this craft. And so what Frinj Coffee is doing now is we're working with farmers like John to see if coffee works on their farm, even personality type. Are you going to be willing to work hard on coffee? Because it's different than avocados. You don't just plant and let a tree come, and you have to go out there, you have to prune them, you have to take better care. It's like fine wine growing. So it's a lot more than that type of farmer personality. So we provide resources for this to happen, and then we have married like coffee making on the post-harvest side to make like some of the finest wines or coffees in the world, like wine. So I want to make California like a leader in quality coffee.
Well, That's an ambitious dream, and it sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, there's a lot of, Fallbrook is the avocado capital of the world, supposedly, but it's been kind of hard to make money growing avocados lately. Am I correct that since coffee grows where the avocados grow, could you actually plant the coffee in your grove?
Yeah, I mean, that's originally that's what we did to help do the financial transition. Now we're designing groves with all coffee, but using avocados for windbreaks that you can make some money on. So we have some designs now, depending on your terrain and what you have, to go into existing groves or to plant new groves with avocados as being a companion crop, because they have a lot of similarities. And we're also farming a lot more thinking about wind conditions. I think the climate's getting a lot windier, and so that's a second component about where grow coffee is. Frost-free, and are you protected from winds? Because especially in the fall area, you get those strong Santa Ana winds. And it only takes a couple of days of those, and whether it be avocados, lemons, or coffee, you can be set back on your crop, and we need to protect ourselves.
All right. Well,
so if somebody wants to contact you, do they just go to your website?
Yeah, they go to my website, frinjcoffee.com, or Goodland Organics. That's still running. We sell fruit that way. And you'll see contact lists. There's actually a form. If you're a grower and you want to grow, you can actually go Frinj Coffee and be a new grower format, and we'll even ask your soil pH. And then that's how we start the process. And we can quickly determine if that works for you, because if you're doing this 500 farms in the last 5 years, I have a process in which we can figure out what works best for you or your neighbor or anything. So frinjcoffee.com.
And Frinj, by the way, is FRINJ coffee.com.
Yeah. Jay, thank you very much for joining us this weekend.
Great hour.
And, for more information, frinjcoffee.com. And, hope you have a good rest of the weekend.
Thank you. I would like at some point in the next 6 months to bring coffee to you, and we drink a couple different types of varieties.
Please.
Oh, absolutely.
5 minutes, and we can talk about that. So
sounds great.
We'll circle back around sometime in the future.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, Jay. Thank you so much. A lot of great information. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thanks, gentlemen. Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, you got it. All right. I knew that it was going to be a good interview because when John asked the first question, I talked for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And really, talk about knowledge. Talk about and this is the fringe of something big that we think is going to be happening.
Well, can you admire, how much patience he has to go when he says, I worked on this for 10 years before he really got into planning, like trying to work things out, testing. And 10 years is a lot of time to invest in something.
Right. And
can you imagine at the end of the 10 years if you thought, yep, it's just not going to work?
It's 10 years, I'll never get back. But hopefully, in any case, you've learned something that you can take with you on your next project or whatever it is you're doing. Because you said basically it takes about 4 years if you were to start farming coffee to recoup any money, right?
Yeah. To get back your original investment, right?
Okay, so that means we are heading up to the top of the hour. News coming up on many of these Biz Talk radio stations. We'll continue 6 minutes after. Stay with us. Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. We're coming back 6 minutes after. News coming up on many of these Biz Talk radio affiliates and Facebook too, of course, 6 minutes after.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz Talk Radio app. Available on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. Biz Talk Radio. The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-6009 or at biztalkradio.com. This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home.
Radio News with Rick Vincent. Congressional negotiators have 3 weeks to come up with a border security plan that President Trump will approve or the government will shut down on February 15th. New York Democratic Congressman Gregory Meeks on the Foreign Affairs Committee tells CNN the House and Senate members will approach talks differently than the president.
They cannot just stand behind the president when he's talking just about a campaign promise that he knew he could not live up to in the first place, because the Mexicans will not pay for this wall, and the wall, as he has depicted it, is not something that will keep America secure.
In Denver, EPA attorney Matt Castelli urges Colorado Democratic Congresswoman Diana DeGette to do what she can to ensure there won't be another shutdown.
Please support legislation to take shutdowns off the table and take federal employees off the table as bargaining chips. We can't take this.
You're listening to USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wade Alaroot for Tangible Investments. Tangible's CEO has been quoted on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, interviewed on CNBC, and featured in Fortune magazine. He's been warning about a volatile and unpredictable stock market for months. The Dow is down 4,000 points since the peak. The Russell 2000 down more than 20%. In 2008, the market fell 55%. More than half your net worth wiped out. You need asset protection now. If you're a qualified client who has ever bought gold or silver before, and you have the receipts to prove it, Tangible Investments will give you a free fractional American Gold Eagle with a retail value of $199. Tangible will prove after you deal with Tangible Investments, you'll never buy from anyone else ever again. Call now to find out if you qualify for your $199 gold gift free. Call Tangible Investments at 800-780-9000. That's 800-780-9000. Tangible has done billions of dollars in transactions and can show you how to protect your assets. Call 800-780-9000 and go for your free $199 coin.
A school bus collides with a train in Athens, Texas. A 13-year-old middle school student is killed in the crash. Police Chief Buddy Hill says the only other student on the bus survived.
One 9-year-old girl was entrapped in the bus and required extrication. She's a student at Central Athens Elementary, and she was flown to Children's Medical Center in Dallas. She's in critical but stable condition.
The 78-year-old bus driver is also in stable condition. The U.S. is delaying plans to return Central American migrants back to Mexico. More from USA's Wendy King.
Mexico is willing to help the migrants find temporary jobs, according to the spokesman for the Mexican State Department. But they will only accept migrants who already have a date to appear in U.S. immigration court. That means this is going to be temporary, not permanent. This comes at a time when Mexico is handling thousands more migrants streaming into its southern border. I'm Wendy King.
This is USA Radio News.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. Our company specializes in low-cost SR22 auto insurance. We know that mistakes happen and offer free quotes for very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. The quote is free, and we'll handle the filing so you can start saving money. Call 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725.
Trump associate Roger Stone says he's been falsely charged with lying to investigators over his role in the leaked DNC emails from WikiLeaks that occurred during the 2016 presidential election. Speaking outside the courthouse over the shouts of protesters, Stone said the manner of his arrest Friday was unnecessary.
At the crack of dawn, 29 FBI agents arrived at my home with 17 vehicles with their lights flashing when they could simply have contact with my attorneys, and I would have been more than willing to surrender voluntarily.
Stone said he will not testify against President Trump.
There is no circumstance whatsoever under which I will bear false witness against the president, nor will I make up lies to ease the pressure on myself. I look forward to being fully and completely vindicated.
Stone appeared before a judge in federal court in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The judge agreed to release Stone on a $250,000 personal surety bond. Fatima Ali, who became a star on Bravo's Top Chef, is dead from a rare bone cancer at the age of 28. She had written in Bon Appetit in September that she only had a year to live after being diagnosed in 2017. A large area in southeastern Brazil is buried in mud after the collapse of a dam that was holding back waste from the Vale Mining Company. Nearly a dozen are confirmed dead, with as many as 300 people reported missing. Environmental groups and activists say the latest spill underscored a lack of regulation. For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
And we thank you so much for joining us. This is our number 2. Those of you on the East Coast, we say good afternoon, happy Saturday afternoon. The rest of us, still Saturday morning, and hopefully you're awake. If you're not drinking coffee, maybe you are now after that first hour interview. John, how do you feel about growing coffee after hearing about all that?
Well, you know, I was looking at our friend Kathy, who sent us these great coffee mugs.
Thank you again, Kathy. Really.
And her birthday. Happy birthday, Kathy. But she put on Facebook, she said, I had to get out of bed and make coffee.
Just listening. So you'll be venturing into that coffee world, perhaps,
I'm
John.
thinking about it. The thing that concerns me most is the wind that he's talking about.
What about the freezing where you are?
Well,
he mentioned that right?
I have avocados around me, and I had avocados on my property before I bought it.
Right.
They were all dead, but the trees on either side were alive. So the ones on my property were dead just because they stopped watering.
Okay, so your pH is fine. We know that. 6.5.
pH is fine. Potassium's a little low. Phosphorus is a little high.
So,
and organic material, of course.
There's a lot to think about. I mean, it'd make your head spin to remember. Like, it took him 10 years just to see if he could even do this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he did all the research for John.
Yeah,
so
John's got the research now in his hands.
Yeah.
Well, can you imagine all the testing where people put in maybe plants that weren't in the ideal conditions and then had problems
and had to learn?
And you're looking at 3 years before you start getting anything. So, I don't know. It's very interesting. It's certainly more lucrative than any other crop that you could grow on an acre.
Wine? No.
No.
What else? We talked about, there was another source we talked about. Wine, coffee.
Limes. Well, specialty fruit.
Yeah, specialty
fruits. You know, our friend Lance Walheim grows a lot of specialty citrus.
Yeah.
And that's where he makes his money.
I think he grows the finger lime that Jay was talking about. I think that's one of his big crops too.
Yeah.
Rick asked if a family wanted to grow coffee, how many plants would they have to plant in order to get production? Now, you had said a coffee plant in California can produce about 2 pounds a season.
Between 2 to 4 pounds. You know, depending on the conditions.
This is one plant we're talking about?
One plant.
Okay, one tree. Okay.
Yeah, so the answer, Rick,
how many pounds
be
of coffee
how many pounds do you drink?
Because if you break that down, you know, you're going to be able to say, I drink, 4 pounds of coffee every 6 months. You'd be, okay, well, you need 3 or 4 plants just to make sure you have enough. But the process behind coffee is you grow it, you pick it, you dry it, and then you have to take the shell off, right? And then you roast it.
You know, an interesting thing is they're called coffee berries.
Yes.
And because the coffee bean is inside the berry, right?
Mm-hmm.
The coffee berry is very sweet, tastes really good, but it has caffeine in it. So it's like buzz cherries.
So if you take out the bean, can you like package the berry, kind of like a de-seeded cherry or something? I don't know.
I see where you're going, but
well, remember we were talking about the I can never remember exactly the Kopi Luwak coffee that the cat eats. And
oh yeah.
What about if you had coffee roasting parties where you had everybody come over, pick the coffee, eat the beans?
Are you going there right
Look at
now?
you.
No.
Are you going there right now?
No, eat the fruit, not the bean, and spit the like you would spit a cherry pit into a pot, into a bowl, and then you take all those and then you roast them.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a fun experience?
That would be a fun experience. I thought you were going to go in another direction.
No, that would be silly.
So this is something that you're going to be planning, John, in a couple of 2 or 3 years.
Well,
we'll be there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll come over and
Can you imagine what kind of
coffee
housewarming party
berries.
we're going to have at his place?
Bunch of coffee berry eating party.
Gosh. We'll bring all the little kids over to run around and stomp on things and and then break brand new things.
Yeah, and I'm going to give my kid a bunch of caffeine. That'll be great.
Yeah, there you go.
Cannot imagine Isaac with caffeine.
Oh gosh, right?
I was surprised to hear him say how I guess I call it old folks coffee. Hills Brothers, Folgers, the stuff my parents drank when I was a kid. He said that has more caffeine than the specialty coffees or the coffees we're talking about, but it's more acidic. Is that right? That coffee's more acidic?
Right.
Okay.
And he was saying that there's no flavor in the sense of these.
Yeah, there really isn't.
These
no, it kind of all
specifics.
tastes the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Just kind of bitter.
It's kind of like a light beer. Miller Lite, Coors Light, Bud Light. They're all kind of the same. And you don't really get into the flavors until you get into the specialty ones.
And then in the old days, when I was a kid, my folks used to percolate the coffee. It would perk.
What's that?
Oh yeah,
you
had to have a coffee percolator.
Yeah, percolator. You put the coffee in this little basket that went inside, if I recall correctly. You put the top on, and the top was glass, so you could see. And then the coffee would percolate and hit the top of that glass
water
cover.
Yeah,
the water
we
would.
use that when we go camping.
Same thing.
Cook it over the fire like it's in a metal thing, right?
No.
Well, help me, John. I'm not surprised you said, what is percolating? We haven't done that in, 30, 40 years?
I'm a coffee maker.
Coffee maker, exactly. But people used to perk coffee.
That's like trying to explain to him how people used to use a dial on their telephone.
On your telephone?
I was there for that.
For dial telephones.
I know how to do the rotary phone.
I remember one time I was with my son Eric, and he must have been about 9 or 10, and I was showing him an old phone, dial phone, and how to dial somebody's number. He goes, that sure took a long time. And if you'll notice, in old movies, they usually dial 5 numbers.
Yeah.
It's never 7.
Right.
Because it just takes too long.
It takes too long.
All
right, let's talk
So
plants.
From coffee to telephones, let's go back to plants.
Let's go back to plants.
My phone number when I was growing up, by the way, was 54447.
Mine was Hudson 87302.
And I lived in Detroit at 17161 Rosemont Avenue.
Okay, I think that's about enough personal information.
Yeah.
Back to plants.
So we're going to take a break next week. We're going to
we're going to be off next
off
week.
air next week. But I'm really excited because the week after, we're going to have Stephanie from Heirloom Roses on. And if you're watching Facebook Live right now, she sent us a gift certificate for
what, $20?
$100 to go to heirloomroses.com.
I can use that.
Yeah, but you know what? You're void whip prohibited.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to have a contest on that
what kind of contest?
We're going to figure that out.
Yeah.
And then we're going to give some lucky listener and or viewer, Facebook viewer, a chance to win that $100 card.
But you got to listen to the show.
You have to listen to the show.
Right. So that's going to be February 9th.
February 9th. Okay.
February 9th, which
Jot that down.
Hey, guys that are watching this show, this will be in time to you for Valentine's Day. I can get this in the mail on the 11th, and it's not going to be hard. That it'll probably come in 2 days. You'll have it just in time for Valentine's Day.
Just in time is right.
Yeah.
Just in time.
So that's something to look forward to for February 9th.
Well, now that you mentioned that,
no, you cannot have
Day.
it.
No. You mentioned Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
If you go to gardenamerica.com, we have a Valentine's Day package, HB 101 package. How about that?
For Valentine's?
Yeah. For Valentine's.
How do we do it, John? Volume.
Certainly not volume. But, one of the reasons is if you're buying cut flowers, we talk about all the things HB 101 does.
Right.
Keeps cut flowers fresher longer. So you put a few drops in the water, and it comes in a nice little pink package.
It's a little Valentine's package.
It's a little gifty.
And if you bought the 2 bottles that are in there, if you bought those separately, I think you're saving like 30 to 40%.
Right. So it's a good deal.
Yeah, even if you don't want the little pink box, you can throw that out and you still save money on the HB 101.
Right.
Our little experiment here is working very well.
The pothos.
The
one without HB 101, still not a little bit of a root.
Little bit of a root.
And then we kind of can see because, when roots grow, the really white part are the newest part. And on that other pothos, we can see that since last week, that really white part of the root is about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch.
That's the one with the HB 101.
With the HB 101. A huge difference with what HB 101 has done with the pothos.
Yeah.
Okay, break time, 16 minutes after the hour. Time for your questions, your comments. Help us along the way here on Facebook Live. You can also email us, john@gardenamerica.com, 855-424-9825. We're approaching, 17 minutes after the hour. Stay with us.
Want a better looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info. Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard Spinosad Soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad Soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information.
If this were just any door, and this were just any ignition, connected to just any transmission, in just any vehicle, then perhaps it would be okay to buy it from just anyone. But this is not just any car. It's a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. Every detail has been inspected and road tested by highly skilled Mercedes-Benz technicians, and it's all backed by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 5 years, which makes the decision of where to buy one simple. Your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. The certified pre-owned sales event going on now through February 28th. Come in today and we'll help cover your first month's payment. Offer available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Because in the end, it's absolute confidence in genuine Mercedes. The Mercedes-Benz certified or it isn't.
See, right, Mercedes-Benz dealer. Certified pre-owned warranties.
Non-attorney paid. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? Do you feel to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Closure Protection Service can help your home. Foreclosure, have been vacation or been the victim of a predatory loan. You call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect and may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. 800-670-2142. That's 800-670-2142.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to $500,000 cash infusion. Call an NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
It is a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, depending upon where you are. Thank you for joining us. Facebook Live, we do appreciate it. This is Garden America. John at gardenamerica.com. Questions, comments. The best way, though, right there on Facebook Live with your questions, your comments, or 855-424-9825. Still like to call us the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
Not a dial-up phone, but certainly a push-button phone, Tiger. So what is going on? Oh, your backyard's going crazy, right?
It's going crazy, and I posted a picture on our Facebook of the broccoli that is now growing. My tomato plant. Okay, thing is going crazy.
Hey, first of all, it was a volunteer.
It was seeded by a creature.
Okay.
Something that was eating my tomatoes.
Now, how much care once you saw that tomato come up?
So are
you giving it?
There's irrigation in the area. So the tomato came up last, let's say June. Okay.
Not even a year yet.
Yeah, not even a year yet. But oh no, it's been longer than that then. No, it's been longer than that. But I've got irrigation in the area that was watering it through the summer and all of that. But I have had the irrigation off for, like John had said, almost since November, December.
We started getting our rain.
Yeah, and the plant itself has just blown up in size. It's almost 8 feet by 10 feet. It's growing into a juniper that I have right there. It's it has fruit on it. It's not ripe, but it has fruit, has flowers.
But you're not fussing over it.
No,
you're letting
not
it do
anything.
Letting it do its thing.
Yeah, and so I'm excited to see it produces little cherry tomatoes, ping pong ball size fruit clusters, and they're red. And it's fun. It's fun to have that kind of volunteer plant. We'll see what happens this spring when the critters come back out and worms attack it and all that other stuff. Though.
You have really nothing invested in it. So.
No, exactly. It'll be fun.
Now, will you spray though? Will you do anything to keep?
If I get worms, because that plant had, oh gosh.
If the plant gets worms or you get worms?
I hope I don't get worms from the plant.
Yeah.
No. But I'll put some Spinosad on it if I see worms on it, because the hornworms just decimate those plants.
You know what? And
quickly.
they still scare me. I'm sorry.
they're like sticky.
Even when I focus in on it and look at it, usually you're surprised, right? Because
yeah.
They're so big and meaty.
Right.
But even when I continue to look at it, I want to walk away. It creeps me out.
Yeah.
We had pictures a few years ago that a listener sent us that was raising the tomato hornworms on her patio in Laguna Beach.
Uh-huh.
Who I used to talk to in Laguna Beach?
Well, that was it was Willa.
Willa.
But what she did was she set up a cage made out of shade cloth and fed them tomato leaves until they turned into let's say they do a chrysalis, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Become moths, don't they?
Moth.
And I think there's a difference between the butterfly. Yeah, the butterfly and the moth. One's a chrysalis, the other's a
cocoon.
Cocoon.
Yeah,
I think it's a cocoon for the moth.
Okay.
And she let them set their cocoons, and then they came out, and she had these giant moths in there.
How about that?
And
Kind
they're
of a
good.
pretty moth.
Well, and moths are good for nighttime pollination. There's a lot of plants that, you know,
At night, if you're looking for light, all you have to do is find the moths.
you know, but but the hornworm itself is just so.
Yeah, it's something you could make a
aggressive.
sci-fi movie out of.
You know, we had
They're scary.
when I lived in Alpine years ago, way inland. We had, of course, coming from the beach to Alpine, a lot more bugs, a lot more critters.
Mhm.
We went through this one summer. There were so many moths and things flying around. We bought one of those bug zappers.
Oh wow!
Okay. Yeah, and it got so bad that a couple of times when they got zapped, the lights in our house dimmed for a second.
We just got a bat.
Yeah, boom.
Bird.
Lights are dimming, and that thing was going off every second.
Yeah.
Those if I'm not mistaken, I think in general those are a bad idea.
I think it's a terrible idea now.
Because they kill mostly beneficial insects.
Yep. It's not who's going to.
Right. When we were
get
growing
zapped.
up, they were sold in the Midwest to kill mosquitoes. Well, mosquitoes aren't attracted to light. So
Right.
it didn't kill mosquitoes. It just
Yeah.
killed. I remember it was kind
What
of
other
sad
bugs
at
are
the time,
attracted
but
to
I
light?
remember a praying mantis being caught in one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
It's attracted to the light?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
At least that one was.
You know what? If you're another insect,
Other
though,
bugs. It was probably attracted to the other bugs by the light.
because I was going to say, if you're another insect besides a praying mantis, you do not want to run into a praying mantis.
No.
They're nasty.
If you're another praying mantis, you don't want to run
No,
into one.
exactly.
If you're
Either
a-
way, right?
If you're
Yeah.
a male praying mantis, you don't want to run into a female one.
No. Just like being a
Eat your head off.
black widow
It's
spider.
like dying happy. Hey, I got an email from Patty, and she wants to know if coffee plants are root rot resistant because their house is on a former avocado grove.
Uh-huh.
And
Just like you.
Yeah.
yeah, and my understanding is they are. So you would not have to worry about it. A lot of as Jay was saying, a lot of the diseases they have in tropical countries, we don't have
Right.
yet in California.
I like that yet.
So, yeah, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. But right now, coffee's pretty much disease-free here in
And
California.
didn't he say that you could grow coffee just about anywhere that you can grow avocados?
Yep.
Yeah, now,
It was
I think that you should realize there are some hardy varieties of avocado, like bacon, Zutano.
Mexicola.
Usually those aren't grown commercially.
No.
But if those were the type of avocados you were growing, I don't think coffee would grow in those areas. It's just too cold.
Yeah, and just because you can grow an avocado doesn't mean commercially avocados would grow in your area.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big difference too.
Yeah, there's varieties of avocado that will survive Austin, Texas.
Right.
Where the temperature gets down to
But no farmer's going to
Like
open up an avocado orchard there.
10 degrees or something like
Yeah,
that.
it does get cold.
So anyway, that's the answer to Patty. She also sent us a picture of the experiment she was doing on HB 101 with the pothos. And
Oh, yeah?
same type results.
Same
Good
results.
for her.
Yeah. Nice,
Now-
nice root.
Jay mentioned a thing regarding the coffee and the varieties and diversification. That's super important for our industry as a whole, that we carry this through, that we've learned that even when we find a variety grows better than everything else, we don't get hung up on that one variety. Your crop has to be diversified. You've got to grow because, as you mentioned, John, there's diseases and they will develop with time, and there will be bugs that will develop with time. And if you have one crop and one crop only, that's when there's that monoculture problem. And
Right.
what Jay and their company's trying to do is say, hey, let's find a bunch of varieties that we can do. Let's not get hung up on one, because we have to create this own system of plants where they all feed off of each other, and we don't get hung up on having a problem down the road. And that's a really good forethought when it comes to this, because you're starting at the ground floor, but let's establish this now before we run into a problem.
That makes sense.
It is break time. We do have Steve in Napomo waiting online on the old telephone to talk to us when we come back. So do stay with us. Also, for the rest of you watching on Facebook Live, you want to post your questions, your comments right there, feel free to do so. And again, it's john@gardenamerica.com if you want to do the old email thing. Okay, Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, happy Saturday. Thank you for tuning in to the Garden America radio program.
And now, a quick comparison from Grasshopper. When a client calls, what do you want them to hear? Your personal voicemail?
Hey, you've reached Greg's cell phone. I'm away right now, obviously. Leave a message and maybe I'll get back to you.
Or something a little more buttoned up, courtesy of Grasshopper.
Thanks for calling Green Landscaping. To make an appointment, dial 1. For billing, dial 2. To speak with Greg Smith, dial
There's
3.
no contest. Put your best voice forward with Grasshopper, the virtual phone system for small business. Try it free at grasshopper.com.
Biz Talk News wants to feature your business as part of our Discovery feature, which highlights businesses that are not yet known nationally, but offer products or services that benefit Biz TV viewers. Available in over 40 markets on broadcast TV and online via biztvclub.com. Biz TV wants to help get the word out about your business. If you're interested in having your business featured on a future episode of Biz Talk Discovery, email us at discovery@biztv.com.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction. Information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Nishama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Nishama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble. I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
We save a life from a catastrophe every 11 minutes. For a free Life Alert brochure, 800-258-0566. That's 800-258-0566. 800-258-0566. Call 800-258-0566.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
That's right, John at gardenamerica.com. Yeah, I know that guy, John Bagnasco. That is John at gardenamerica.com. Also Facebook Live. You can reach us at 855-424-9825 as well. Thank you for the questions. Patty asked a great question when she emailed John about coffee root rot.
Yep.
But
she's interested.
Don't we have a phone call?
We do have a phone call. We're going to go to Steve in Napomo. Great memory, John. Hey, Steve, welcome to the show. How can we help you, my friend?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Enjoying the show.
You bet. Thank you, Steve.
I just wonder if you had a solution to my, I guess it's an aesthetic problem. I bought a whole bunch of trees through Dave Wilson's and who you had on previously. And the weird thing is that, I pruned it the first year up, the one, each had just a trunk. And last spring, apparently the way they grew out was just lateral to the ground. The one branch grew perpendicular to the trunk. In other words, they look like for sevens. I have like three of them that have sort of, the branch did eventually sort of curl up, but it's got a leader and 4 or 5 of its own branches, and it looks like its own tree, but it's starting out, parallel to the ground. It just looks really weird. I'm just wondering, should I cut it back to, start over? Or should I cut it and leave a couple of branches, hoping another branch will grow out the other side? Or not sure what to do with this. It's 2 peaches and 1 apricot that look like that.
You got a lot of wind where you are?
Trees laying over?
No.
What they normally do, Steve, what they normally do when you get a bare root tree, they're called whips, if it's just, one central, usually you cut that in half and then it puts out branches around to form the structure of the tree. So it doesn't hurt, you could go ahead and do that now if the trees just went in last year. Cut the part that's bending over all the way back and let the new branches come out, and they'll grow upright.
It's from some other part of the trunk, you mean?
No,
yeah, they'll come out?
Not from the trunk.
No, the part that bends over, I would cut that off.
Right.
Yeah.
And
if you,
well, it's not bent over. In other words, it's
coming
a branch
out the side.
that comes out.
It's a branch coming out the side of the stem. Yeah. And what John's saying is cut that back.
It's the only one.
Right. But if you cut that back from that same area, there will be new branches that will develop
from there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or if you cut below that. How high is that off the ground where it curves?
Well, it's about, 30, 40 inches.
Yeah, if you cut that off completely, it would put out new branches that would grow upright.
Right.
I mean,
so I could just start over.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of scary to do that.
It is.
But if you...
Well, maybe I'll just leave a couple branches on this one and see if something comes out somewhere else. And is that an idea? Maybe it's gonna have a little jag, I guess, right there, but it won't be a giant number 7 anymore.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing you have to worry about that is that, if that branch becomes a true branch, it could ultimately end up pulling the tree apart. Because it's almost like you're taking that tree and splitting it. And that's what John is.
Hey, real quick
before you leave, how are you listening to us?
Well, I actually just listen on the radio to Biz Talk Radio. I do have your what is it? I have your Facebook page up on the screen, but I'm not a member.
You connect to Biz Talk via the internet?
No, actually, just listening to good old AM radio.
Oh, okay.
And what station? What call letters of the station?
Well, I'm over 60. That's why I'm calling too.
Yeah.
But what are the call letters? Do you know the call letters of the station that you're listening to?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. 1240 AM.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. This is 1440 AM.
Is that KUHL?
That's KUHL.
They call it. Was that from San Diego?
No, you're up.
Not sure.
That's up. You're part of the neck of the woods.
We're up near San Luis Obispo, where your coffee guy has some experience. I know all about, near Carpinteria. Cal Poly is right nearby. So,
yeah, exactly.
I'm real familiar with that.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
well,
wrong.
Thanks again, guys.
Yeah,
really great.
And by the way, there's nothing wrong with being over 60.
No, not at all. Anyway, hey, Steve, thank you for calling.
Thanks,
Can't
Steve.
help it.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that was an interesting call. Interesting question.
Yeah.
Trying to visualize what he's talking about. To me, it was like almost another tree coming out of the.
Correct.
You
thought it coming out of the base?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, when he said a number 7, that was a perfect description.
Yeah.
It was like the tree trunk came up and then just went straight out.
Okay.
And what John had mentioned is something that people need to know is that it's sometimes making those decisions on those prunings is scary.
Yeah.
You lose half of the tree sometimes. Right. But you're not going to lose production time. You're actually going to get a more successful tree down the road.
Definitely better shaped tree.
And definitely.
So it's you're not losing anything.
You really aren't. You really aren't. You don't think you growth that you're removing, but you're not losing anything. And that's the thing, people too. I mean, Joe and Jesse, John's sons, are tree trimmers. And, tree trimmers know the best that severe pruning only causes more extreme growth quicker. Strategic pruning, can minimize tree pruning down the road. It can create a lot of better things. Some people come back and what's the tree that they do all the time? It's got an orange flower, Spathidea. Right? Spathidea,
the African tulip
tree. You'll see tree trimmers just cut them to stumps. And it's disgusting because
it looks so bad.
It looks so bad, but they don't realize that property owner, that property that allowed the tree trimmer to do that is only ensuring more problems down the road, because that just sends the tree to be like, I need to grow so much faster right now. And then in 6 months, it's bigger than it was before they trimmed it. Where if they would allow a tree trimmer that knew what they were doing,
and leaving a little bit on the tree,
the tree doesn't have this response that it sends out growth.
Yeah, it feels like it's been attacked.
Yeah.
And I've got to protect myself and I've got to regenerate.
Right. And it does it very aggressively. And so when you do that pruning, like John had mentioned, it's actually going to grow pretty quickly, back to what it was before and give you good production. So
I think that's one of those trees that people like because of the flowers.
Right.
They're so spectacular, but they don't realize how big that tree gets.
Yeah.
That's a huge tree.
I just sent a note to one of my friends. I was at his property and his neighbor just did a brand new house and they planted a landscape, and it's a small lot. And right next to the house, they put a hedge of and I'm talking the base of the house, a hedge of Ficus nitida. They have about, in this property in the front yard is only about 20 feet deep. And they have about 3 or 4 olive trees and a bunch of plants. They just loaded the front yard with plants.
Wow.
And I told him the other day, I go, hey, if you think, I need to talk to your neighbor, because there's going to be problems in that front yard. And I'm not talking, 5 years down the road. I'm talking 8 months to a year, because they're going to have so much roots. They're going to have so many trees fighting for space,
water, and survival,
and then right next to the house by the foundation with the ficus, all of those things. I mean, these are, just pull it out now, because it's going to be a problem.
So would I call you or Jesse or somebody else to pull my ficus out?
Jesse.
Yeah. He could take that sucker down quickly, I'll bet.
Oh, they get it out in 20 minutes.
It's in a pot.
Yeah, it's not in that pot anymore. There is no bottom to that pot.
But you got to just cut it. And now, would you cut that and kill it?
You have to.
Cut it and kill it, right?
It'll regrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pour something on there, right? Hey, we're going to take a break. One more segment. We are coming right back. Stay with us here on Garden America.
Want a better looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Head ball coach Steve Spurrier here, and I know just how stressful it can be when time is tight and you need points on the board. Well, just like my fun and gun offense, AmeriFactors is a fast-moving game winner when it's fourth down and your business can't afford a funding fumble. Providing up to 98% of receivables in as little as 24 hours, your business can get the cash flow it needs to make payroll, hire new talent, or purchase equipment faster than ever. Best of all, funds come directly from your unpaid invoices, so there's absolutely nothing to pay back. And if your clients don't pay, AmeriFactors is your defensive line taking the hit. With over 29 years of successfully funding businesses, you know AmeriFactors is a name you can trust to score big and score fast.
800-890-6380. 800-890-6380. 800-890-6380. That's 800-890-6380.
I can't get my computer to work.
Let me help you with that.
How'd you do that?
I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site. No need to stop what you're doing or block off time. We come to your home, office, or wherever you are. And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way so you can feel empowered and then help others at home or in your office. Better yet, don't have time for tech support to come to you? Let us remote into your desktop or laptop, and one of our geeks will instantly walk you through. Call 1-800-584-9039 and we will help you instantly. We offer affordable prices on our remote services and IT support. You and those in your office will never have to wait hours to have your technical questions answered. Get your free computer diagnosis today with your very own geek. Call 1-800-584-9039. That's 1-800-584-9039. And get started now.
Americans are going crazy for a new Italian diet pill that burns 3 times more fat than dieting alone. And the next 100 callers get 3 bottles for free. Sold under the brand name Invigorate 3X. This powerful pill triggers metabolic acceleration, a process that's deficient in most Americans, making weight loss a hassle. But a new study shows 30 pounds gone in 90 days with just 2 capsules a day. Julie B. of Nashville says, I was skeptical, but when I saw a famous doctor made it, I decided to try it. I was shocked. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks. For a limited time, our listeners get 3 free bottles with a qualifying order. Call 1-800-932-1789 now to get started. Call in the next 10 minutes and also get a free bottle of the doctor's Ultra Detox. And don't forget your free 14-day diet fix. No obligation and 100% free when you call right now. 800-932-1789. 800-932-1789.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is our final segment as we take a look at this fine-looking Saturday. Hopefully where you are, it's fine. I know throughout some of the rest of the country back east in the Midwest, it's wintertime. There's no doubt about that. Here in San Diego, John...
more than wintertime. It's darn cold. They get some Arctic temperatures back there, right?
And you forecasted highs in the mid-70s next week here in San Diego.
Well, today's going to be close to 80.
Wow.
At least in Fallbrook. Hey, we were so busy talking about coffee, I didn't have a chance to tell our listeners about some of the exciting things that I put up on our website. Let's talk about that, John. Well, one of the things I'm really excited about, because it's one of those new superfoods, and I call it new. The Incas used to use it, but it's yacon. And yacon is a root crop very similar to jicama or Jerusalem artichoke, that kind of crunchy texture, but it has all kinds of antioxidants and sweet flavor, but still good for diabetics and stuff like that. And you can either eat it fresh or like in salads, or you can cook it. And if you cook it like stir fries or whatever kind of recipes you have, it maintains its crunchiness. And the plant's a perennial. So you can put it in the ground, and you can actually a great way would be if you put it in like a 15-gallon can, would make it real easy to harvest the tubers, and then you leave some in the can for the following year. So we have two varieties that are going to be available, but limited quantities. And we've got both the white and the purple. And you can go on our website and look at those.
GardenAmerica.com, by the way.
GardenAmerica.com. Or if you want more information, just Google Yacon to read about it. It's Y-A-C-O-N. But I'm really excited about that. It's kind of a pretty plant. Doesn't like really hot temperatures. So if you're in a hot area, you might want to plant it where it's going to get partial shade.
And that's on our website right now, limited quantity, as John mentioned.
Right. And then our friend Aaron Whaley from AP Whaley Seed Company is introducing 3 new types of tomatoes that I just found out about this year. And one is an all-American selection called Red Torch. But to get our friend at Loghouse Plants, Alice, to graft those for us. So we're offering those on our website, and they're, I think, 4 different varieties: Apricot Zebra, Prairie Fire, the Red Torch, and there's a pink something, which I can't think of right now.
And are these just are these just tomatoes? Are they grafted? Are they super dwarf?
They're grafted.
Okay,
they're grafted tomatoes, yeah. So I'm kind of excited about those. So if you go to the website, you'll be able to see those.
GardenAmerica.com. Once again, if you're new to the show, the program.
I'm excited. This is my 3rd year being involved with shipping of these plants. I'm excited about this year because
I'm glad you're excited.
I know what I know what I'm doing now, or at least I think I do. And
well, last year, as I recall, you sent in most cases the right plants to the right people.
most cases, exactly.
It's amazing when we're out there packing, because you think that you know everything that you're doing, then all of a sudden you look at an invoice and go, wait a second, where is this? Where are these plants? And then you've got to go and open up all the boxes till you correct your mistake.
But I also, I love the plants. But I'm only shipping out, these plugs. But I love to see where they're going and see the people that are receiving them.
Right.
And I feel I want to reach out to them and ask them how things went, and all these things, because I see the little plant as a start, and I put it in this package, and then I see it's going.
How's our boy doing?
Ohio, I'm like, wow, that's so neat that somebody in Ohio is getting this plant. They're going to plant it. They're going to grow, and they grow because it's something unique or different to them, or maybe they had success in the past. And we
have customers all over the country that order year after year after year. We had have one customer and this seemed like a random thing to me in Minnesota. And he sent me a note before, I got things posted a little late this year, but he said, are you going to have the gigabyte cucumber? Because I can't get those anywhere else, and I want to get them from you. So, I mean, he left 2 phone messages for me, sent me an email.
He's anxious.
Yeah.
I mean, ketchup and fries.
Placed his order.
Ketchup and fries. I mean, I don't know where else you can get.
Yeah, where else would you get that?
I'm sure there's some place, but there's not many.
Gardener Supply.
Yeah, but I mean, not.
You're not going down to your local store.
No.
And picking it up.
No, and what a fun plant. I mean, and some of them. I mean, I love ketchup and fries. It's a cool plant. It's a novelty.
Sure.
I mean, in reality, the
kids
potato,
really like that plant.
But for your family, if you want to get them excited about growing, sometimes you have to just grow something that's different and unique.
Gimmicky. Gimmicky fine.
And
it's okay.
It is. And it's the chia pet of the plants. But I mean, your kids, they're going to love eating tomatoes and they're going to love eating a potato afterwards. How funny and neat is this?
Look at there's a potato right underneath it.
Yeah. So fun. So fun. Yeah,
what do you think, John? Is that the kind of fun you like?
I'm
8% batteries, which you are.
I am.
But yeah, so I'm excited about this shipping season. I think that we're going to be shipping to a lot of fun people this year, and I'm excited. For those of you listening out there that have grown our plants in the past, we'd love to see pictures of them after the fact. So please keep us in the loop.
Always send us pictures.
Put them on Facebook. Send John the pictures that we post. We post every newsletter a few pictures at the base of it.
Right.
What's growing.
What's growing in our garden.
Share.
So again,
pictures.
your picture could end up on our newsletter on Facebook. Yeah. And with a little story behind it. Let us know. Hey, I bought this from you, 2-3 years ago. Here's how big it is.
Because I know I love to share what's going on in my yard. So I know that every gardener loves to share the success and even their failures. I mean, I've shared a lot of things where, hey, this didn't work out.
We've admitted it. We all have admitted it when things don't go quite right.
I haven't gotten any pictures from your yard recently, Brian.
Well, then I better get on the stick.
Yeah. You always send something interesting.
Let me see. Once we get our house back together with this little leaky flood thing we had going on, and attorneys and insurance companies, once I get over that hump, I'll feel more like relaxing and taking some pictures.
I've got this orange that I feel it was on my property when I bought it, and it didn't produce well, but now it is, and I'm excited that I've been able to turn its corner.
Hey, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in, all you Facebook Live viewers out there. Thank you so much for being there. Those of you listening across the country via Biz Talk Radio, across the country, throughout the world, we appreciate that. I want to thank the entire cast and crew back there. Tom, Zach, Jeremiah, Brandon, keeping us on the air. Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, I'm Brian Main. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, the rest of your weekend. Have a safe week. We are back live 2 weeks from today. We'll probably replay this show next week. Growing America, take care.
Listen on the go.